Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? This is Easy Things to Draw. Today we're going to go over how to draw Baraka from Mortal Kombat. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about him. His facial structure is very interesting. I think he's got one of the cooler designs. He's got a very simple design, but I think it's very cool. And I'm going to go over it in pencil. And this is a Nero medium. That's pretty much all it is. I think there's some other stuff, but it's kind of rubbed off. It's essentially a black colored pencil. That's the way I think about it. I'm going to be using this, and I'm also going to be using a what do you call that? A kneaded eraser. And so it's going to be kind of essentially a portrait of Baraka. I'm going to start with soft right here, kind of a soft outline, because his head is kind of the coolest part of him, really. I draw the neck downward here. Draw the shoulders. I'm using the side of my pencil right here to make it soft, because when I push in like a harder line, they're a little bit harder to get rid of, and they go down automatically darker when you push the hard edge. So with Baraka, like a regular, I would say obviously a regular head proportions would be the rule of thirds. You know, you kind of have the brow line, the hairline, which is just kind of where the head turns back into space, and then you have the brow line, you have under the nose, and then you have the chin. That's a very broad, kind of vague proportion, and with Baraka, it's more like half and half, open or closed. His mouth, you know, it's about the same, because his teeth are so freaking gigantic. And even, I think I even might have undercut that right now. It's going to be down to here. And I'm literally just going to think of his head in half. And that would be probably the start of his nose here. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm sorry if it's too soft to see, but you will be able to see eventually. I'm going to go over here with the side of my pencil, because we're doing this more like a portrait. Side of my pencil. Still using most of the side of my pencil here. Kind of for the eye area, trying to find the eye cavity area. Huge brow, huge brow. Like he's got like Martian Manhunter brow almost, you know. Put it using the side of the pencil here. Finding the shape. Right here, the nose. It's got kind of a triangular nose pointing downward. The mouth, I'm going to start outlining where the mouth is going to, because you got to remember the laugh line ties into it. It kind of looks like a freaky smile. And again, I'm just using the sides of the side of the pencil here. And his mouth is going to be huge, actually. Let me see this. I'm just putting some teeth as placeholders, but I am going to kind of go in there more specifically. Outside of the border of the head. Don't make the masseter too low. I want it to kind of make the lower part extended. If I put the masseter, which is the back of the jaw, right there, the angle of the jaw, if I put that too low, it's going to make it look kind of caricatured. I don't know. I just don't want to do that. You got to put the masseter pretty high up, where it would normally be on a normal person. Ear, other ear, head. And I'm even going to change proportion a little bit. I'm going to pull the neck out a little bit more. The teeth on the lower are a bit smaller. Seems like most of the mass is coming from the top of the teeth. Let's throw in more darks here around the eyes. I'm going to start by actually shading in the dark spots. I'm going to pull something out there with my eraser and I'll show you later. But for now I'm going to throw in some dark spots. A little bit darker. Side of the pencil still, but pushing a little bit harder. Okay, so I'm continuing to push on. I'm pushing the secondary shadows. The first one was kind of the primary value, just kind of the I don't know, primary. I don't know how to use the word. The first kind of wave of value. And now I'm trying to push the secondary values. And you'll find as you push the secondary shadows, secondary values, things like deep in his mouth, that things are going to start popping forward. You know what I mean? You're going to see this separation between the values of light and dark. And I'm still using the side of my pencil a little bit to kind of throw in some, what do you call that? Halftone, which is essentially stuff that's kind of like not really shadow, but it's on the skin there, stuff like that. It's like a it's between shadow and light, really. It's just to show the form of what you're doing. And I like to pull that actually in kind of a curve to kind of conform to the head. And also using the eraser, this kneaded eraser, which I love, to kind of pull out light shapes when I need them. And I want this whole thing to be kind of like an egg in a way, where I want the light to be toward the top. So all this is going to have a value over it for the most part, a light value. And yeah, most of it's going to have a light value. And let me see, especially over here on the forehead here. I'm going to try to carve that stuff out with this, with the eraser. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to continue in, and as I continue, I'm just going to, I guess I'll fast forward. Well, you know what? No, for now, let me keep pushing forward on this and talk about what I'm doing. A lot of this is small rendering, like I'm trying to clean up a lot of stuff. I'm pulling small lines here with kind of almost the tip of the pencil, really. I'm trying to fix the outer edge of his face, because that's going to dictate a lot. Let's do this side. And you have to be. This is what I talk about with. I talk about nerves. You have to be calm, because sometimes it will kind of turn into a mess. You know what I mean? You gotta stay calm, and you kind of concentrate, and it'll be fine. You just know it'll be fine. You know it'll work out. If you've trained this before, it'll work out. If not, no, it'll almost always work out. If it doesn't, you have a learning experience. You'll be like, okay, I'll try to remember not to do that. One of the biggest things you can learn from, though, is drawing from photos, and that's kind of, even though Baraka doesn't exist, I'm taking everything I'm thinking right now is stuff I remember I did from life drawing. The stuff like shading certain things. That's pretty much all life drawing, and obviously Baraka is clearly based on humanoid features. I'm assuming they're throwing in some kind of animal, maybe some kind of crocodile. I think, right? What's he based on? I think he's based on a crocodile. I'm not sure. His mouth is very crocodile-like. And, a lot of that is because of life drawing, You kind of remember these things that you can do. Pulling out a focal point, I'm going to start that, actually. And I'm going to push this even crazier right here. The darkest part of the eye, where he comes in here, I'm going to push that even more. And I'm going to do that with the outside of his nose as well. Really just push down on the tip of my pencil. That's about as black as I can get with this pencil. And I'm picking only certain points. The inside of his nostrils, because that tends to get really dark. Okay, so I started pushing a lot of the darks and just kind of finessing things. I'm trying to take care of this shadow pattern below him. I think it's starting to get a little bit. I mean, it's starting to get a little bit cartoony, so I'm going to try to see what I can do and kind of mold it. Um, I'm thinking about maybe pulling out some more darks around the sides here to kind of contain it more. Maybe a little bit more darks on the side of the cheeks. And I'm just going to try to fix this. I'm going to take one more kind of push into it, and then I'll kind of talk about it at the very end. So let's kind of push into it. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I try to shade that as much as I can. There's still a couple of things that bug me about it, but for the most part I'm alright with it. Anyways, that's Baraka, and I kind of pulled his teeth out, and then I strength. What do you call that? I lengthen them a little bit. I mean, they're really that long in the game, but I mean, compared to the way I was gonna draw, I pulled them up, and throw some shadow back here for the heck of it. Um, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later on, and I'll see you soon. Later.